Hi, we're out on the range today, so please bear with gunfire you hear in the background. Now, recently a couple of people asked me about something called improvised body armor. And what that means is just gathering up materials you might have around the house and putting them together in such a way that they might protect you from knife blades or shrapnel or bullets. Today we're going to concentrate just on bullets. So let's see what I could come up with. Quickest and easiest, just a nice thick book. A hardcover's always going to be better than paperback. People also asked about lucite or polycarbonate. Now this is only 1/10 of an inch thick, but we have multiple layers of it. And plain old floor tile. Now this is very fragile, and if you shoot it with anything that's very powerful, it's going to shatter. But we would hope that it'll give you protection from at least the first or second round. Now here's an interesting thing I found. Here's your floor tile in little segments that are put together so it becomes flexible. Now, it has spaces between them, and that'll cause the problems they cause, but being flexible like this, maybe I can form it to myself. So let's put all this stuff together and see what I can build out of it. And there you have it, our field expedient flak vest. The bottom layer is made out of these segments of tile. And then over that, I've got the phone books on the side because they're soft cover and can be formed around, and then a hardcover book in the front. And to complete it, we'll put on the ceramic shock plate. Now a getup like that might look cool on that old TV show where the guy had the mohawk and all the bling, and in every episode they'd build a tank. Yeah, but in real life, I'm not so sure. So let's break down our elements of that vest and see if we can test them. Now if you put that against something really static like a heavy-duty tree or a concrete wall, there's no give, and what it would stop wouldn't be the same as if you were wearing it. So we've got this 7.5-gallon water jug. We'll put our book on here. We'll go back 7 yards, shoot it with 9mm full metal jacket ammo, and see what happens. Well, you may have seen a little water leak out of the jug, but the bullets did not actually penetrate. They were all stopped by the book, but the concussion broke the back of the book a little bit, even though the bullets didn't go through, and one of those actually cracked our jug a little bit. But we do see that the 9mm can be stopped by a nice thick book. Now let's try the 45. Well, this book stopped the 9mm bullets, but did not stop 45 ACP 230 grain ball ammo out of our 1911. All three went through. One of them, in fact, went completely through and out the back of the jug. So a book, really marginal. But let's try our shock plate and see if that helps us out at all. Well, now that our water jug went to pieces on us, we've got our favorite target, soda jugs. And I've got another book that's the exact same size as the one I was using a minute ago. But now we've got this ceramic plate in front of it. So I'll go back 7 yards, shoot it with the 1911 again, and see if this ceramic plate helps us. Now this shock plate is shattered after just a couple of shots, but it stopped these 45 bullets cold. This one is flattened out, and they penetrated into the book basically zero, and our jugs are okay. So the shock plate's actually pretty impressive, at least for the first shot or two. Now let's try our polycarbonate. Now each layer of this is 1/10 of an inch thick, and I've got 2 layers in front of our book. So let's go back 7 yards, shoot this with the 1911 and see what happens. Now you can see that our jug was leaking soda, but the bullet did not actually penetrate. It just broke a hole in it. The bullet was stopped at the very back of the book and was just sitting there, and the other 2 were stopped in the book. So our polycarbonate does have a lot of bullet stopping ability if you use enough thicknesses of it. The downside being that it's pretty expensive, but it will also stand up to a lot more hits than the ceramic will, which disintegrates after the first shot or 2. Now let's get serious. What we've got is another thick book and now 3 layers of polycarbonate, so that's 3/10 of an inch, and our ceramic plate. And I'll go back 25 yards and shoot this with the Colt AR-15A2, and I've got it loaded with 5.56 NATO green-tipped 62 grain steel core penetrators. Well, I think the results speak for themselves. Improvised things can do you some good against some guns, but when somebody's shooting at you with something serious, I think you need serious body armor.